Okay, guys, welcome to Clunkers and Classics. We're back with the '69 Chevy van, and last time we left off on this, we needed a bunch of stuff. Coolant leaks, electrical problems, but we got some parts, not everything. Put in the temperature gauge here in the original sender. I guess it covered up this crack in here, so it's all blowing out. That's on the way. I just ordered it. Yeah, I was deciding whether to buy it or not, or epoxy this one up, because it's $79 shipped. So just for that little friggin' housing, not the top, just this bottom. But what can you do? It's supposed to be made out of some iron tight or something that's stronger than factory, because apparently this happens all the time. Although I've owned many of these straight sixes, never happened to me that they break, but apparently they do. Somebody says, oh, just go down to the junkyard and get them. Yeah, well, there's no junkyards around me that has these old straight sixes. I mean, last time they made these was, you know, in the 70s. So there is no, and I don't know of any. And I'm not driving hours and hours out of the way and hunting around junkyards trying to find one. It ain't worth my time. And gas, you got to pay up to 79 bucks to get a new one. Okay, so that's that. Waiting on that. That's the only water leak now. Well, other than the heater core, and I can't find the exact heater core on eBay by looking at it. I'm gonna have to take that one out. They may not make one for this. May have to rig something up, or I just leave it disconnected. One of the two. Okay, so now we get to electrical. We got the parts in for this. Now, this had a big old rust hole here in the pillar, letting in water for, who knows, decades. I don't know. Although I think this van was sitting inside a shop or something for a long, long time, because it's not as bad as it could have been for sitting out in the rain. But anyway, it sat out in the weather and the rain for enough to damage this fuse block. And you know, somebody's welded in this here, it rotted out that, and it's pretty rotted down here. A couple little holes in the floor, but it could have been a lot worse. So this is the fuse block here. Now some people says, oh, you could dip that in you know, whatever, vinegar, or somebody sent me one of those little I don't know if it'd be big enough for this. It's a little thing you put in parts and electrode and stuff there, put in some type of solution, but never used it. Now, the problem with this is it's so rusted and pitted that I think once the solution takes all that rust off, that there wouldn't be nothing left of these little deals there to hold in the fuses. That's the problem. So now everything kind of works. This fuse here was blown, but see, the problem is wherever them connections are in there, yeah, it's getting power, but once you have to take that out and put in another one, it's not going to get power, because you're going to be hitting a rust spot on it. So okay, so I looked, they don't make these new. It looks like most of them unclip here. There might be a couple that it will have to cut and splice. This mounts right to the back of the firewall, 2 screws. So they don't make these new. You could buy an aftermarket harness, splice it in there, all that stuff, but I don't really want to do that. Connections also for these, that's the signal, and then that, or reverse, that signal 4-way, whatever. Those have been out of there for a long time. That are all rusty. So anyway, I found a used harness for $100 plus $18 to ship. It's like 118 bucks, and it looked perfect in the pictures from eBay. So we got that. We'll look at that here in just a second. We got this dimmer switch. All the connections here were rusty. This is after some sandpaper. Again, you could probably put it in some solution, but for $8, you'd use more than $8 worth of solution trying to, you know, clean that up. Where for $8 you can get a new one. So we got a new one of them. The little deal to plug it in is all busted on one end. Okay, that headlight. Now all this stuff works, but you got to wiggle it around. You got to, you know, do stuff to it. You know, you got to wiggle it around and stuff to get the lights on and off, and dimmer switch lights to dim on the dash, which is only a couple of work anyway. So that's why we're replacing it. It's 50. You know what is? That's 55 years old. Okay, so we're replacing all that, and then the turn signal housing. This is the bottom, the top part of it's in that box. It was busted. The plastic was busted. Trying to take it out there, it all busted apart again. So they do make these, so like $32 or something for a new one. So we got that in, but we don't know for sure. This is the only one that had a round connection here. Rest of them were straight. Although this one, that's one I just bought, I think is straight. And then it has an adapter. Anyway, we're gonna hope it works. So let's go look at that stuff. That's what we're planning on doing right now, is to replace all that stuff and get all the electrical working. Hopefully the signals to work. We got new bulbs in the signal sockets there. They come on when you hit the lights, but we don't know if they're gonna signal. Plus we don't know what one's going here. I could probably look it up, but I got a whole bunch of different style signal flasher things there. So once we get the new one in there, we'll put them in there and screw around, and hopefully we get all the signals to click and 4 ways to work and all that. Okay. Also got the set of mirrors I talked about last video. These were $41 shipped. They look pretty good. They're the style that are on the newer vans, like that's on that van there. So $41 is pretty cheap. These West Coast ones are not. They're expensive. $199 or something for these style, and anyway, they're all rusty. That one's all broke, so we're gonna do away with them this episode. We're gonna take all this stuff off. We're not gonna mount the new mirrors. We may line it up and get the holes and stuff ready for it, but it won't go on until after the van's painted. Okay, so we got them mirrors in. We showed you the weather stripping. The put all this stuff. We got it all. We'll show you the switches and stuff here later. There's the new dimmer switch right there. Okay, light switch, signal switch for the columns in there. Okay. Okay, here's the harness. It's all cut up. He said that in the auction. He had pictures of it. You know, it's been cut up, but all I need is a fuse block. So this is it here. And see, car and truck ones are different, because the fuses go in sideways. Okay, so these ones are for the vans, are the only ones shaped like this. But of course this mounts to the back of the firewall. Then the engine harness goes in. So this van doesn't. So we don't need this back piece. We'll just undo this thing here, and this front should be the same. Should be, but... So it looks good on mine, on this van. All these letters are all gone. So you don't know what is what. I mean, I looked on the internet and made a diagram of what, you know, stoplights, taillights, dome battery, radio, all that. But they're all worn on that one, so you don't know what's what. So this one's all clear. Okay, so we're going to unscrew this, take the back off, see what unplugs like the other one. They may not. We're just gonna have to splice it all in there. Hopefully it's all the same wiring. It's the same amount of fuses and connections and everything, so we can make it work. Let's see. I thought there was I think this is the dimmer switch here. Yeah, this is the dimmer switch. So we got a new connection here. So we'll cut them off and use connections. I'll show you what connections I got here in a little bit. Other than that, I don't think we need anything else off of this. This is off. He just listed it for 71 to 77 Chevy van. So we don't know exactly what year, but like I said, this front looked identical. So that's what we got. Okay, I'll be using you can buy these off of eBay. Put these out here. These solder connections. Do the wire, you know, thin wires, thicker wires. You put them on, the two wires in there. Put the bare copper in the middle, and then all you use is a heat gun. Got my heat gun here, and you heat it up, and it melts the solder, and then it seals up these two ends, and you're done. So this is what I've been using for a while. You got even these real skinny ones here. So anyway, that's what we'll be using, because I can't show every second of doing this stuff because it's too time consuming. So that's why I'm kind of going over what I'm gonna do, and then I'll show you. Okay, so yeah, anyway, I'm gonna take that off, and we'll check all the wiring, make sure they're all the same colors and all that. I think that's all I needed to go over on that part. I guess that's it. We'll go over stuff more later. Okay, check my P.O. box, and I accidentally cut this when I was opening it. It's from a subscriber, John Malanasi. Here's another item for the van. He says he bought it years ago when he was going to fix up the van. Maybe I could use it. So what it is an air horn. Is where he said it had Ford on it. But yeah, it looks new. And I'm not sure. I think he's mount this on the roof or something. But it's got all the stuff in it here. Although this doesn't look new. It could be though. It's just old. It's a little air tank. I guess the air compressor or something. Hose. Then all these stuff to hook it up with. Instructions. Copyright 1976 Ford Motor Company. It could be from 76. Oh, you hook it up to the engine? Use the vacuum off the engine? I don't know. We'll figure it out. I want to, unless that's what the tank is. Anyway, we're not going to do it this video, but later on we'll probably hook that up. We'll like to hear what it says, or what it sounds like. Anyway, thanks John for that. If anybody else got anything they want to send me for the Nova or the van, I got a P.O. box in the description. Last episode, if you haven't watched it, used some phosphoric acid to get the rust off the hood and the trunk on this. If you haven't watched that, go ahead and watch that. We had a couple offers, people wanting to buy this for, you know, $3 grand, which I said before, $3 grand to 30, whatever. But I've already spent a bunch of money on it, so we're going to go ahead and fix this up somewhat, and the van. So we're kind of bouncing back and forth depending on parts and what gets here and all that stuff. Oh, I got a bunch of body materials in, primer, paint, stuff like that for this van. We also got this weather stripping in I mentioned, so we'll clean up these doors. But anyway, we won't get too far ahead right now. Let's get this stuff I just mentioned done, and I'll be back. Okay guys, I spliced in that end there, plugged in the new dimmer switch, and heated up them connections. Okay, just bolts right in there. Fixing to bolt that in there. Probably tape these up with some electrical wire just to protect them even more. But yeah, this is the old one here. Like I said, I had already cleaned them up with some sandpaper. Just nasty. So okay, let me check out the fuse block here. Cut it open and see how close it is. I'll be back. Okay guys, I cut all the wires off the back of this. Okay, so as you can see, it is identical. See, so, but none of these back connections unplugs like this one does. These ones you can see it'll unplug. So we'll just splice them in there like these ones here. So I'll be back. Okay guys, got the dimmer switch in, got the headlight switch in. Here's the old one here. Seen better days, but like I said, you just had to wiggle it to work. Hook the battery back up, it works flawlessly. Dimmer switch, or the, you know, for the lights to go dim, and this, they all work great, all work the way they're supposed to. So we got that done. I started on the fuse block, but the wires are different, but I think I'll wait to do that in the morning because I need all the light I can get. I got a light coming in the back here, so I decided to do the signal thing instead. This moves like that. You had to take out this deal to get the wires that go in here. See that little square hole? Now it's kind of hard to, there's welds right there. This little piece is welded onto the column. So the wires going down there, I had to cut them right here, and they come up through here. See, come up through the bottom, and then they went through this little loop and plugged into that. So the new one comes with that little adapter to the straight to this. So now I have to get this down through there, and it's not going to fit. And there's I don't know. I don't even know how they did the old one. The old one, they must have undone them electrical connections and brought it up. I don't know how they do it from the factory. But anyway, yeah, this little bearing and this deal goes on there after the wires are in, and that's gonna, anyway, I think I'm gonna take a die grinder and open that hole up right there. Open that hole up a little wider to slide this down in there. Let's get it about that wide. And if I can slide that down, I can plug it in, and then we can get this deal. And then of course this deal goes, and I have to remember to this will go down here like that, and the wires go through that hole there. So you got to get that in there, and then put this on like that. It kind of goes in and slides in, and then do this little deal here in the bearing. So the only problem I had was this thing was just sitting in there like that. Just sitting in there. Not exactly sure what that's for, but it should have been. Anyway, we'll figure that out later. But that's what I got to do right now. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I opened up that hole there to slide this in. This little deal here I was worried about, that's glued in or whatever into this, so we don't need that. So that'll slide into that. Okay, yeah, let me well, actually that goes down like that. That slides into that hole right there. Okay, let me figure this out. Put some grease, wheel bearing grease on that, and I think that'll be about it. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, keys on, right turn signal. There's the front. There's the back. And the light works there. The light works there too. To the left is on. See it reflecting back there. Okay, that was the signals. So you wiggle it and it'll, anyway, this takes the a different one. I don't know why all these are, GM vehicles are all different numbers and stuff. You know, these are the blue, these are the green, these, I don't know, but yeah, I remember buying a few of these. I think that's another one. I forget what for, 69 Chevelle or something. So anyway, it works. Yeah, it was a little tricky getting it all in there. Anyway, we're gonna have to tie all this stuff up and re-bolt that up and try the 4-ways. I think that's the same there, but yeah, see, nothing's happening with the 4-ways. We'll have to mess with them. Maybe it takes a different color. Anyway, signals work. Yeah, I'll probably wait till the morning to do that fuse block, so I get more light. I can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I got the new fuse block in there. There's the old one there. Okay, I used those solder connections and then taped them and then kind of taped them all together. So that's how I got it there. These are 3 extra power wires, mostly for courtesy lights. 71 to 77 van probably had a whole bunch extra wires to it, so they don't go anywhere. But of course they get power. But anyway, that's some extra ones. This blue wire here was for the radio. They had it, a blue wire going up, and just a plug in one of these deals here. So it had a few blown fuses that were in it, but changed them over, and it's getting power to all of them. Used the same flasher. Does that have a number on it? That number 35213. Is that, or is that the number? 32 CP. 32 CP. Anyway, flashers work, 4-ways work, and signals work. So bolts in there with 2 bolts up there. I'm just going to bolt her back in, and we're done. And these are for extras too. You can use them for the radio or whatever. Yeah, that's it for that. Okay, we'll move on to something else here in a little bit. Okay guys, got it all mounted in there. Put the windshield washer jug back in there too. So yeah, everything seems to work. We'll there are more lights on this dash than I thought that work. To turn on the lights. Lights on the dash. Hey, there's off, on. We don't have a dome light, but we may hook one up. We'll hook some type of dome light up. Okay, so yeah, the headlights are on. High beams, they work. Use the 4-way. There's the 4-ways. I don't know if I showed them earlier or not. So we have the, I think that one bulb must be, yeah, I do have the headlights on. Yeah, I think just that one bulb, the running light, is off. So anyway, it all works. You don't have to tap them around and wiggle them and ways off. Okay, I think what we're going to do is patch these holes in the floor. This hole here I use to run the temperature and oil thing. I'm just going to make a little plate over there and maybe just put a couple of screws in there. Little hole there. This for the master cylinder, and I don't think I have the lid for that. I'm gonna have to make one. And we got, this is the major, biggest hole right here. So we're gonna cut that out, make a little template, and put a piece of metal over there, tack it on there, on all these spots. Couple of spots on this side here, right here. Make a little plate there. I think that's it, other than little pinhole stuff, and we'll just put some seam sealer over that. Put some seam sealer, well, we'll have to do the heater core first. But all the little open areas, I seam seal them up. Okay, well let me get rolling on that. Got some little holes here. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I cut this piece out of there. Made a piece, cut out a piece a little bit bigger, left the paint on that side, and I'm just going to tack that in there like that. Later on we'll pour 15 this whole floor after we get it patched up. But yeah, that's that patch. We make something for that little spot and that spot there. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I got a patch there, patch there. I made this one so it's removable, like I said, with just 2 screws. I think we got some spots in the back of the van to do later, but are not really, just little pinholes. And then this patch here. So what I've been doing is scuffing down this rust with sandpaper, and I'm going to pour 15 it. Pour 15 only sticks to rust, so it's only going to stick to this stuff. It's not going to stick to this. So we'll put the pour 15 over the rust, and then I'm thinking about sanding all this down and painting it white. So the factory is white here with a silver gray insert there and there. I don't know, I might just sand down the white area, paint it, fix these dents here. But I might do that when we do the doors. We got to do the doors next, I think. Sand all this down, treat it, prime it, put the new weather stripping on there. May tear down all this inside of the door. This is where the moldings go in there. We got all that to do. So, but for now anyway, I'm going to put a little pour 15 on there. Probably sand all this area here and get it ready to paint too. Everything's going to be painted, so sand down the steering column, paint it black or gray, maybe the same color as this, something like that. Anyway, I'm going to start on it. I'll be back. Okay guys, got all this pour 15 in there. Should be dry by now. And just checked the mail and a bunch of stuff came in, so okay, I got these. I forgot how much this was, 13 bucks or 17 bucks for it's a dual thing. You can use as a coolant reservoir or a washer. It's a Dorman. They say if you use it as a washer fluid, you got to drill a hole in there. But anyway, we're going to find a way to mount that in there. I got the, it's getting kind of dark, but we'll mount it. We'll mount it in there. Okay, here's the thermostat, lower thermostat housing. Thermostat goes on there. It's just 2 bolts. The hose, heater hose goes into there. Hopefully that's got one that comes out. I don't have to go down to Lowe's and buy one. Yeah, we'll see if we can get that out of there. And then the other side is just the one for the temperature sender. Here's the factory one here. Hopefully these are the same. If they are, we'll just stick this We'll just stick that on there for the idiot light. I'm sure there's a wire over there, in there somewhere for it. So we'll stick that on there, and then the one for the gauges come in for the temperature control. Came with new gaskets, $79 with shipping and tax and everything, but what are you gonna do? Mine is cracked right in here. This thing didn't have antifreeze in it. That's why it broke a freeze plug. Or it didn't have any, yeah, didn't have antifreeze in it. And it was all rusty in there. And anyway, it cracked it there, rusted out a freeze plug. So, and that's probably what happened to the heater core too. Anyway, got these taillights I was going to use for the Nova, but they came broke. All the way from China, all that waiting. Fixing to message them and say what the hell. Anyway, let me put this on, the reservoir on, and then we should be done with all that except for the heater core. Decide what to do with that. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I got this off. You can see a little crack right there. Anyway, got the coolant reservoir, mounted it there. Here's the housing. Got my gauge temperature right there, and then this is for the idiot light, which there are some wires. I know it's supposed to be green. It's probably a green wire. There's a couple of wires not connected to nothing. I know one of them is to the voltage regulator for the old points, because this is electronic ignition. So there's that wire disconnected. There's a couple more, but oh well. Anyway, the housing is on there. Only thing now is to check for leaks. Probably do that tomorrow. And I need to flush all this dirty water out of here. It's been dumped out a few times doing a radiator and everything, but it's still dirty. I need to actually get it over there in the grass with the pressure washer and really flush it good. Okay, I got some universal, see, I think there's supposed to be a seal. I don't know, it either goes on here or here. You know, I would think. I'm not positive. But I bought some universal weather stripping, and I think I'm gonna mount it along there. I think it was like 10 bucks a roll. I got a couple of different sizes. I got this one here, is probably what I'll use, kind of thin. This is thicker. It's supposed to be like for extra ones for a door. So, I don't know, they're like 10 bucks a roll. Might get some of that, seal that engine cover up, see if I can seal that up. Any help to get the noise and the fumes and everything out from the inside is gonna be good to do. So, I'll probably do that. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, fixing to take off all this old crappy weather stripping. Here's the new stuff here. I forget how much it was. I probably mentioned it before. But yeah, they make them 64 to 70 Chevy van front door seals. Okay, so you can see here where it looks like it glues there and there. There's no clips. You know, cars like this Nova here that have little plastic clips, and you just clip them in there. Well, this is all glued on. So basically it goes like this. And I guess you would glue it there and there. And I kind of measured it all the way around. There's going to be a foot or two extra. Anyway. You gotta go in like that. Okay, so what we want to do is take all this off and then sand it all. Well, this latch looks a little bit something's messed up with that. It's got a little stopper there. Looks like one's supposed to go there. I don't know about anything else. Looks like this door panel's kind of coming apart. But we want to get all this painted, sanded and painted before we put the weather stripping on. The other door, the window, goes up and down real easy, but I think there's something wrong with this, with the spring. You put it up and it falls down a little bit. Falls down a little bit from here. Now this one is so friggin' tight that it goes like that, and then it won't go anymore unless it's, I don't want to really heave on it. So we're going to go ahead and take this off, this handle, open it, window winder, then all these bolts here, and get at that regulator. It's going to have to be all lubed up and everything. Don't know if we'll put speakers in here to cover that hole or not. I don't have the, I didn't get the, it's available, but I didn't get the wing window rubber. But I got this channel rubber. I think I showed you that. And it has a different little steel one right there. So we got that, and then this channel that goes around there, and it'll go down into to here somewhere. And then we got the belt moldings are for a truck that are straight, so we're gonna have to rig them up. I think they're available for the van, but it's very, very expensive. So anyway, and do that, we're gonna go ahead and take this mirror off. Got a Phillips there, two flat ones there, two Phillips there. We'll take this mirror off. We'll start taking all this door apart, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I got the mirror off. I think this old weather stripping here, or the window channel molding, is jammed or something right up in here. Anyway, I got that cover off. There's little, there ain't much left of them. There's a little black spacer thing goes in behind here. They disintegrated, taking them off. Anyway, it starts to go down. What I'm gonna have to do is get all this crap out of here. I'll get that. The door's been whacked. There's a bunch of holes in Bondo going all the way down, going down here. And there's a bunch of surface rust there. We'll have to treat that. But anyway, we got to try to get this window so it goes up and down. This little spring here, I think, is probably what's broke on that side. We'll find out later. Anyway, let me see if I can get this window coming up and down, and we'll see about this weather stripping. I'll be back. Okay guys, I got that all pulled out of there. I think it was this. It's making a big old mess here. So it's still gonna kind of wiggle it. I lubed all this up here. See it? It'll go down, but okay, so where was that? This is the new channel here. Like I said, this was for a truck. Looks to be about the same. So then we got this for both doors. So then this, I believe, is for this. Although this, not exactly sure how that comes out of there. It may not. I think it's riveted into the, I think it's part of this frame here for the wing window, the chrome. So that may not even work. May have to get some I don't think that's going to fit in there. And these are the belt moldings. But as you can see, these come across and they curve up to here. Whereas these would just go straight across. So, I don't know. I think I screwed up by not getting the right ones. Anyway, that's what I got. I wasn't even going to replace any of this crap, but I figure I got to take the doors apart anyway to paint them and all that. So yeah, we can do the this molding here, and this here. See, it just kind of see, there's only one of these little deals on there. From what I can tell, most windows have two, unless the other one's, well, it's supposed to have another one and it's busted, but you can't see nothing in there. But for now, it looks like it's just the one that just kind of. See, it doesn't. Something screwy. They try to figure it out, but then we're gonna put in that channel molding from here down. It goes down to here, right down there. There's all Bondo in here, right along here too. It's got to be all stripped down the metal anyway. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, next day. I just did the molding here. See, it looks like it sticks out here, but that's where it hits in there. You go to roll it down, it sticks up there. You just push it like that and it'll go down. Well, but anyway, it's in there. It's just the way that the shape of that deal is, comes out and then goes in here. It shouldn't, but that's not the shape of the window. But anyway, that's about the best I can get it. Now going up, it hits the top, boom, it'll go right in there, so it won't leak air or nothing. But anyway, I was just editing the video. Video's getting kind of long, so we just got a ton of work still to go. But we got a lot done on this video. We got all that stuff we were messing with in the last video. Light switch, dimmer switch, blinker switch, the thermostat lower housing, all that stuff. We got that done. Got the holes welded in the floor, some pour 15 going on. I got some weather stripping here I put in. I got it held up. I don't know if that tape is going to hold on there or not. I may have to use some contact cement. I also ordered some weather strip adhesive, 4 tubes of it, for put on the weather strip on the 2 front doors. So yeah, well, what we got to do is sand and paint all this jam, which we'll probably just go ahead and paint all the whole door, the whole jam dash. Oh, and I did have there is a interior light. There ain't nothing left of it, but the 2 wires are there, so we'll have to check that, see if it gets power, see if it comes on with the switch. I mean, it should. So anyway, guys, we got, oh, there's a little kitten right there. I didn't see it for 3 days. I was worried about it, but there it is. And Nikki's doing good over there. We just went for a walk, didn't we, Nikki? Went for a walk, Nikki? Nikki's my blind dog, if nobody knows. So yeah, anyway, guys, that'll be next video. We'll try to get all that done, both doors, and some paint action going on. Might paint all this white and then paint this silver. I got some silver left over from the 77 Chevelle. I'm thinking about painting the insert silver there, and maybe painting this grill insert silver. Don't know what color on the outside yet. There's mama cats over there. So yeah, guys, I think that'll be it for this video. So subscribe if you haven't, like, comment, share, all that stuff. We'll see y'all next video. Thanks everybody for watching.